We're here in the locker rooms with Byelka Soto. Tonight she will be fighting in the main event for the women's bantamweight title. Now, Byelka, you come all the way from Colorado. I know it was a long trip to get here to Long Island. Is that extra motivation to get into the cage knowing that you're going to be in there with someone from their hometown? Is that extra motivation for you?
Yes, it's extra motivation, and also that I'm taking time away from my kids. I have 3 kids down in Colorado, and I promised them a belt, so that's what I'm expecting to bring them back.
Yeah, you talk about the belts. Is that something you envisioned, raising over your head in that cage? Everyone fights to be the best in their weight class. Talk a little bit about how important it would be to win a title tonight.
It is very important to me right now. That's what I've been working for, my camp and everything, and I've really been picturing myself the whole day with that belt, so I'm really looking forward to it.
Now, you come from Colorado, and you have a lot of friends and family that have also traveled. You talk about they come from Texas, they're coming from Minnesota. Talk a little bit how much that means to you, your friends and family supporting you.
It means the world to me that my parents came from El Paso, Texas. My cousin came from Denver, and my other cousins came from Minnesota. I'm so grateful for their support, and I know all my people watching me from El Paso and Denver, and my kids and my baby's father. I'm so grateful for you guys and all the support you guys are giving me.
Byelka Soto, she'll be fighting on the road, but she will be in front of lots of friends and family looking to take home that Triton bantamweight title. All right, we're backstage here with Dianna Karavis. She'll be fighting in the main event tonight. Now, Dianna, it's your first main event. It's your first title fight. How are you keeping those emotions in check before the biggest fight of your young career?
Well, I'm really excited to obviously get a title fight. I think I deserve it. I'm very, very excited. I'm going to put on a great show. I know my opponent is tough, but I'm tough as hell too, so it's going to be a great fight to watch. That's why we're the main event, man.
Now, you talk about your opponent, Byelka Soto, flew here from Colorado. She had to spend the night in a hotel room. Is that something you think about when you're stepping into the cage? She has to come and travel here. Is that an advantage for you, or how do you see that?
I don't see that. I mean, I just see that I've traveled before for fights. I've won. I mean, for me personally, I'm a different kind of breed of person. I could adjust to any situation, So for me, I don't really care. I focus on myself, on my game, on my abilities, and that's why I win. That's why I get the win, Walk out tonight with the belt.
You say you're a different type of person. I can see before we start rolling, you're very loose. You seem very calm. Is that always how you are before your big fights?
Absolutely. I mean, yeah, that's just who I am. That's my personality. I'm destined to be the best, so this is just the beginning.
Dianna Karavis, you will see her tonight in the main event at Triton Fights.
Let's take a look at the tail of the tape for our main event. It's the Triton Women's Bantamweight title on the line. Byelka Soto, 1 year older than Dianna Karavis. Also 5 inches shorter. Both fighters undefeated and weighing in at relatively the same weight, 136 pounds. Both these ladies looking to make history tonight, as one of them will be crowned the first ever women's bantamweight champion in Triton Fights. Will it be Byelka Soto, or will it be Dianna Karavis? I'm going to throw it up to the cage. David Diamante, the official introduction.
Ladies and gentlemen, once again, good evening and welcome to the space here in Westbury, New York. It is now time for the Triton Fights featured bout of the evening. It's all being brought to you by Tiger Life Energy. Energy never tasted so good. Visit TigerLife.com for more info. And Strikeforce Sports, the Northeast's largest indoor airsoft facility, beyond average. Can Sports Bar, the official after party of Triton Fights, and Diamante's Brooklyn Cigar Lounge. This bout is sanctioned by the USMTA President Clint Heilinger. Your referee for this contest is Alexius Phoenix. And now, ladies and gentlemen, 3 rounds scheduled for the vacant Women's Triton Bantamweight Championship. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, this woman is a wrestler. Standing 5'4" tall, she weighed in at 136.3 pounds. Her record, a perfect one. 3 fights, 3 victories. Representing AFA Boxing and MMA from El Paso, Texas. Ladies and gentlemen, damas y caballeros, presentamos Byelka Bam Bam Soto. And her opponent across the cage fighting out of the red corner. This woman is a striker. She stands 5'9" tall. She weighed in at an even 136 pounds. Her record also a perfect one. 2 fights, 2 victories. She represents Dante Rivera, BJJ, fighting out of Chios, Greece. Ladies and gentlemen, Dianna Caravas.
Final main event here.
The main event is here. Getting their final instructions, Jay.
Byelka.
We'll see if nerves play a role as these 2 undefeated ladies are fighting in their first main event with the bantamweight title on the line. Caravas Soto is underway. Byelka Soto in the purple top. Dianna Caravas in the black shorts. Your third man in the cage. Alexius Phoenix is your referee. And this one is off to a quick start.
Nice. Nice hip toss attempt by Soto.
What's real funny is earlier I spoke with Caravas' coach, Dante Rivera, and he said that whenever she gets put up against the fence, she goes for a throw and gives up her back. And it looks like her opponent just did the exact same thing to her now, where she's working on getting the back of Soto. And here she is now with, it looks like, almost 2 hooks in.
Dianna Caravas raining the blows down on Byelka Soto. Here in the main event, Westbury, New York, with the space at Westbury. Women's Bantam title on the line. Dianna Caravas, undefeated. She fought just 3 weeks ago. She picked up a 3rd round unanimous decision over Mary Cup.
Now, Caravas, as the longer fighter, has to make sure she doesn't make the mistake of coming up too high so that Soto is able to shrug her off the shoulders. She really needs to slide back down and regain her position so that she can throw some shots and possibly set herself up. Yeah, this is where she wants to be. That right hand controlling and or the left hand controlling and maybe going for a rear naked choke or landing some shots.
Dianna Caravas has 1 stoppage in the first round. Her debut came in under a minute, Jay. Will we see that right here? Round number 1.
She's got to flatten Soto out a little bit. Sort of control her where she is. This is where she does not want to be. Here, you can't really do anything except for utilize the rear naked choke. It's much better to be on top, but if she's able to sink it in from this position, it could be a quick finish.
Dianna Caravas working on a rear naked choke here. Referee Alexius Phoenix giving it a very close look. Under a minute here in round number 1, scheduled for 3. Women's bantamweight title on the line. 2 undefeated fighters. Dianna Caravas has the back right now of Byelka Soto.
Dianna is doing a great job sitting on top and just with this back control. If she could get that flattened out, like you just said, Eric, and hooking that rear naked choke, that could be it.
Neither of these fighters have tasted defeat in their early career. Byelka Soto went 5 rounds in June. This one's scheduled for 3 as we close out round number 1. A big round by Dianna Caravas.
Now, Caravas was giving up position a little bit at the end. Not really good move. She's going to want to maintain that top position if she's able to get back to that rear mount with the hooks in on Soto.
But Jay, let's take a look at the replay from a very action-packed round number 1 between Dianna Caravas and Byelka Soto.
Brought to you by Tiger Life.
Dianna just relentless with the pressure. And Soto threw this hip attempt, but it turned out to be brutally backfiring to her as Dianna ended up taking the back and controlling the whole rest of the round.
That's a real dangerous throw to go to against a taller opponent. I have many guys try that against me, and I'm able to just use my length and use my leverage in order to get that hook in and take the back, sort of like you see Damian Maia do against basically everyone in the UFC welterweight division, aside from Tyrone Woodley.
Right.
We are back here at the Space at Westbury, round number 2 between Dianna Karavis in the gray shorts and Byelka Soto in the black shorts. The women's bantamweight title on the line. A nice right hand landed by Soto. She follows it up with another one. Is Karavis in trouble here? Into an impressive takedown, too. These girls are skilled.
She gets that throw, but now Karavis is still hanging on. She's got one hook in, trying to roll her over and take that back. Here comes the second hook.
She just needs to turn into her. And she'll... If Soto could turn in, and she does, Eric. Now we have a fight.
She's in that top position now. She's kneeling on Karavis's arm. Maybe she'll be able to land some effective strikes while she has the arm trapped.
1 minute into round number 2, it's already been playing out in the favor of Byelka Soto. She had a tough round 1, and she's bounced back like the true fighter that she is. And she's taking control of this round.
Soto doing a great job. But Diana's also doing a good job. Although she's off her back, she's not getting any damage taken to her.
She's doing a good job nullifying any ground and pound and using her legs to not allow Soto to pass her guard. I mean, this is sort of an ineffective position, and she needs to work to her feet to get up because she is losing the round, but she's not letting Soto land any effective ground and pound. But unfortunately, in the judge's eyes, just not losing isn't enough to get you the round on the scorecards. You really need to have an effective offense.
True.
Byelka Soto does have one submission in her career. Came into her debut back in March of 2017. With a nice up punch there from the back of Dianna Karavis. Really impressed with both of the skills of these two young ladies fighting for the Triton Bantamweight title. "30 seconds remaining here in round number 2. We got 20 seconds here. Byelka Soto and Dianna Karavis.
Now, Soto definitely has been in dominant position. She's been on top pretty much the entire round. That leaves us with one round apiece here going into the third round. I'd say it was a little bit of a stale second round, but I've won rounds like that, and that's okay.
Welcome back to the action here at the Space at Westbury. Dan Canobio joined by Jason Griggs and Eric Ott. We're seeing a great matchup here. The women's bantamweight title on the line between Byelka Soto and Dianna Karavis.
Dianna with a big right hand there.
Yeah,
it was a dominant round one. Dominant round one by Dianna Karavis, followed up by a nice round by Byelka Soto. We find ourselves here in round 3.
Karavis landed a pretty big punch, but Soto was able to close the distance, engage the clinch, and get the takedown. Now, Karavis is on her back. She really doesn't want to be here. She wasn't able to do anything here last round, but she needs to get up if she wants to be able to secure the victory. Because it's 1-1, like we said, and whoever wins this round is going to take home the belt.
You say 1-1, but keep in mind that the unofficial Eric Ott scorecard You know, we don't have access to the scorecards, but I tend to agree with you there, Eric. We're shaping up for what should be a very exciting final 2 minutes here in round number 3. Who will come away with the bantamweight title? The first ever women's bantamweight title here in Triton Fights. It will be Byelka Soto of way of Colorado, or it will be Dianna Karavis. 2 undefeated fighters here.
At some point, does the referee stand them up?
I mean, if neither fighter is really doing anything, they're both sort of just holding on. Karavis is just sort of like holding on to the arms to nullify the ground and pound. And Soto's not really looking to advance position, maybe throwing a couple punches here or there. But a stand-up in the next few seconds wouldn't surprise me, Jay.
Closing in on 1 minute here, round number 3.
Byelka Soto is winning this round, but if Dianna can get up and start a little offense, it's a totally new round. And whoever wins this last minute is going to win the fight.
1 minute remaining, round number 3 here at the Space at Westbury. The bantam weight title on the line. It's been a very back and forth matchup here between 2 warriors, Byelka Soto and Dianna Karavis. "20 seconds here. What do we have here, folks?
Armbar.
Dianna Karavis working on an armbar here. 10 seconds, high drama.
Did that just win her the round, though?
We go to the scorecards here in Westbury, New York. Hanging in the balance, the Triton Women's Bantamweight title as the 2 combatants hug it out. Eric, how'd you see that one shaking out? Who's your winner?
Oh, man, that was a real difficult round to judge. Soto controlled almost the entire round, aside from Karavis's 2 big right hands early on, and then the armbar attempt at the end. So it really depends on what the judges utilize to weigh their decision. Is it more octagon control, or is it more attempts or closer attempts to winning the fight? So, I mean, this round could easily go either way, and I like to always score the round towards the fighter that came closer to finishing the fight. So I'm going to go with a 10-9 round for Karavis, but I wouldn't entirely disagree for judging the round towards Soto, too. So this fight, I mean, it really is up to the judge's decision.
Let's take a look at the replays from the action here, brought to you by Tiger Life. Who will come away the champion tonight? 2 undefeated fighters. One of them, barring a draw, will be going home with the first loss of their amateur career. It's been an absolutely great night of fights here. The Space at Westbury. Triton Fights 4 certainly delivered. The scorecards are in the hand of David Diamante. He's reading them over. Very, very tough fight to judge. Let's throw it up to David Diamante. He's got the official results of this title matchup.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds here in Westbury, New York, we go to the judges' score totals. All 3 judges scored this bout identically, 29-28. All 3 for your winner by unanimous decision. She is now the new Triton Bantamweight champion, Byelka Bam Bam Soto.
We're here with the new champ, Byelka Soto. Take us through the fight
Congratulations.
Yo, thank you very much. I was just ready to fight. I didn't come this long way, and I have my kids at home, and I promised my son Romeo that I would bring this bout home, and here we got it, baby.
You traveled all the way from Colorado. Are you going to come back to New York to defend this?
Yeah, I'll come back and bring my belt back home.
Congratulations, Byelka Soto. You are the new champ.
Thank you.
Byelka Soto, everybody.
Byelka Soto makes history in the Triton Fights cage, becoming the first woman to win the bantamweight title. She came all the way here from Colorado. She got 3 kids. She spoke about one of them. He said, Mommy's going to come home with the belt. And tell you what, she's coming. And she's bringing the belt along with her. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we'll wrap everything up from the space at Westbury.